Hey, everybody, welcome to Life's Journey at 50. It is with a great pleasure I get to introduce man, myth, legend, Tom Asher. How you doing, Tom? Good to
I'm
see you,
doing great,
buddy.
man.
Nice. Hey, so today's special, right? If you guys don't know Tom, Tom is a 2016 GS Trophy participant. He got a world of knowledge, great trainer. I've been through his classes 3 times. It's just exciting to sit down with him. And I'm going to ask him some different questions, but I think hopefully you guys will enjoy this. So, Tom, again, thank you for sitting down with me.
My pleasure.
So, I've known you for now a little over a year. Yeah, well, like a little year and a half or so, something like that.
Yeah,
Since I've
something
been
like
to
that.
your classes. So, um, I've always, for me, curious. Like, how did you get started into not only just the? We'll get into the GS Trophy stuff and all that other stuff, but when did you start riding, or when did you find that this is something that you really like to do?
Uh, well, that's kind of a trick question.
I didn't mean to be tricky, but yeah,
uh, I mean, I didn't actually start riding in my 20s.
it's your 20s. Okay,
Yeah, so I was a late starter.
got it. Okay,
So I rode with a group of dirt bikers. We were riding our dirt bikes around Wayne National Forest, and I thought my buddies were uh, great riders. And I got to a point where I was passing some of my buddies, so I thought, hey, let's start racing.
right.
Yeah, and then shortly after that, I found out my friends weren't the best riders in the world. But but that's how I started. So
I got you. All right. So, what led you to? Okay, so you're in your 20s, and I mean, obviously, we got everybody has their life stuff that goes on. So, how did you get to the GS stuff in like 2016? Like, did you try to do the GS stuff before 2016, or is this something that someone said, "Hey, Tom, you're pretty good. You should go try out for the trophy," or like how'd that come about?
well, if I can remember correctly, it's kind of funny. I I was I had an opportunity to ride a GS 1100, an old one. It was
Okay,
99, I think.
one of those early Ewan
Yeah, yeah,
Dragon
yeah.
ones, right? Yeah.
So it was a good bike, and this was before
Okay.
long way around or any of that stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That makes
And
sense because I think they had 1150s or something like that in their first one.
yeah, I think it was before.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I started riding it, and I'd been doing already on a KLR 650, like, extreme enduro stuff on it, uh, just playing around and have fun.
Wow.
This was after I was racing and all. This is way
Gotcha.
after that. So um, I was just messing around on YouTube, and I saw a GS Trophy clip.
Right.
They were over in, I don't know, some foreign land,
Okay.
and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. What's this about? And then I saw there was a contest on Facebook,
Right.
and I think it was GS Giants, actually. I reached out to Demetrius Turnus,
Right.
and I think that's how you say his name,
Yes.
and asked him when the date for this like qualifier was. And when I saw what the qualifier was, I was like, I've been doing this for years, you know. So I just saw a YouTube video. I entered the contest, and it was, a pretty easy win because I'd been doing it for years. I just didn't know about it.
So, okay, I've heard 2 stories about this thing on the trophy thing. One is you realize that everybody talks about dabbing and points off and all this other stuff. You're somebody that took the fact that, well, if I dump my bike, it's more point deductions. If I just dab, I don't have to pick the bike up. I stay afloat and I can keep on moving.
Yeah,
I mean, that's sort of the logist, right?
yeah, it was kind of like that. I mean, from the world I came from, there was no such thing as a cone or dabs. I mean, what was a dab?
Right.
I wasn't a trials rider.
Right.
I was a dirt bike racer. So I had no idea what a dab was. So when I get to this contest, they're all talking about dabs and this and that, and I just would look at a difficult section they had lined out, and everybody was all talking about, oh, we can't dab, and I didn't really say much, and in my head I was like, I'm going to dab
Right.
because I don't want to fall. And it wasn't so much maybe for points, I forget, but it was the fact that I was looking at the most efficient way through it was to dab.
Got it.
So yeah, I didn't even have to show up the third day. I was so far ahead, but it wasn't because, I was Superman or anything. I was the only one I didn't fall the whole time. Because it was a tough course. They put on a tough course in Missouri. It was like all natural terrain, which I was thankful. They didn't use much of the boxes and all.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It was all like hard stuff, like rock gardens and hills and maneuvering on that. So
folks, if you haven't seen any of the GS Trophy qualifier stuff, do that, because that'll give you a good taste of kind of some of the stuff that Tom went through, and then also give you an idea of kind of how they tricked the course up as well. So check that out. That was the other thing that I heard during your thing, is that you were so far in front of everybody. Like you said, you didn't have to ride the third day, and then like you want to buy like 100 points over the next guy, your second place guy, right, or something.
Yeah, like 400.
Four.
But you didn't know at the time. They kept it a secret.
Got it.
All that I knew is that I was in the lead. Because the guy that was in the lead had to go first on the final day, and they didn't let you watch the other guys either. So
this is all blind.
Yeah, you would go into a section and they wouldn't let you see how anybody else did, so you didn't know.
Oh.
So I never knew I was ahead until at the end of the whole thing. They showed all the points and all that stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good.
So where was your guy? You guys were in Thailand? Or where were you guys? Where'd you guys go for the 20?
We went to Thailand.
Yeah.
And
what did you guys do as a team?
Good. It was a little different than what I expected. I thought it was going to be a skills challenge, and it wasn't really a skills challenge so much as just a team building thing. And because some of the challenges you had to answer questions.
Right. And I've seen that. I was. We're obviously at training. Tom, you can see here, this is all Tom stuff. So if you're interested in taking training, we'll talk a little bit about that. But you're doing the trophy. You went to Thailand. It's more of a team competition because it's like tire changing and answering questions, like almost a Trivial Pursuit type of thing.
Yeah, we were timed on how fast you could remove a front tire and put it back on.
So it wasn't all just about riding in the terrain, going from station to station and do your riding. This was this all around type of thing.
Yeah, it was GPS coordinates. It was a whole bunch of different stuff. So basically, the real challenge was getting to the trophy, was winning in your competition locally. Right. And then once you got in, it was almost like a really neat experience, not so much as a competition, but just a really neat thing put on by BMW.
Oh, that's cool. So as Team USA, right? Like, I mean, they treat you pretty decent. I'm assuming BMW.
Yeah.
I'm assuming BMW treats you pretty well. So, a lot of perks out of that, I guess. That's great. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. A few perks. It was pretty good. They made it nice. It was a really nice time.
So now you're doing out of the trophy stuff. You're done with that. Now you can't, if you already do the trophy, you can't go back and do it again, right?
No, they won't.
They won't let you do it. So do you have any affiliation with anything with BMW anymore, or did you when you got back, or?
Not really. I could have pursued more with BMW, but I chose not to. I kind of had my own thing going.
Oh, so there is, because I've always wondered, if you're a participant, does BMW, do you go around, being, I don't know, maybe an ambassador or some stuff like that? And
it's not really.
Curious. I'm sure our people out there are curious.
It's not really a noted thing. It's something you have to kind of seek out, but the opportunity is there, I think, for all the contestants, if they wanted to pursue it. I think they're pretty open to that.
So okay, so I know you do the trainings now, and I know that this is not your life thing that you do all the time, and I know you have some different stuff, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So between after the 2016 trophy and when did you start doing the training stuff? Like,
Well, honestly, I've been training probably 10 years earlier.
oh, really? So you
Yeah,
had your
not professionally.
got
Just
it. Okay.
I'd go to dual sport events and put on classes, and
Oh.
they'd just be short classes, and then I'd try to help people. I enjoyed helping people navigating through tougher things.
Right.
And it was mainly dual sport motorcycles, so KLR 650s, DR 650s, stuff like that. So I got a little known for doing that around the areas.
Right.
But it wasn't until after the trophy that I thought, I should do this professionally, and really help people out with these heavier bikes, because they are a lot to handle. So as many as found
Trust
out.
me, folks. If you guys have seen my prior videos in doing his classes and stuff like that, so it has been a challenge. Only being a rider for a couple of years and getting on a 1250 GSA 600-pound pig, it's a lot to manhandle. But so, and I know you see, because I've been in your classes, I've seen all the different bikes, different skill levels, all that stuff, and let me back up, because I want to finish on the training stuff. When you do the training, so you have it here in Indiana, because that's where we're at now, but you also do stuff in Georgia, correct?
Mm-hmm. Virginia.
Now the Georgia stuff, I saw the video you showed me to me a couple weeks ago, and if I can get a clip of it, or I get where I can post or whatever, I'll post a clip. But you've got that video that those people put together for your, what are you calling that? Like advanced, extreme advanced? I don't know, triple black diamond death or what? I mean, folks, if you see this video, what he has and the level in Georgia, for those that really want to take their adventure riding to, I guess, to that really next level, it was pretty intense video.
Yeah. We do some, the area over there is awesome.
Right.
So you got to have an awesome area to do that difficult stuff.
Right.
And I think we're going to turn Georgia into a premier training site. So not only, maybe students, but maybe even instructors. We can do a class with instructors also, because I'm sure there's a lot there that they haven't experienced, and this would help them, with other people also. So it's got 3 motocross tracks on it, a hard enduro course. It's just a awesome piece of property, and the landowner is an enthusiast himself. He's got many adventure bikes, so it's just a really nice place.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, I saw the video and I was pretty expressed. Now, folks, don't get too scared away, because Tom, I know this. I mean, you do work with beginners and intermediate, and then some of the folks that maybe are a little bit more on the advanced side. So he does spread out his training, so it's not all focused all on that arena. The other thing that I've taken away, Tom, from getting to know you and going through your classes, is that you teach real world environment stuff. Like, folks that, if you're going out on a BDR or you're doing Southern Ohio Adventure Loop or whatever it is, you teach the skill sets that you should be able to handle some of the stuff, right? Like
right.
Whether it's a little bit of mud or a little bit off camber, those type of things. And that's what I found so great about your classes, because it's real world.
Yeah.
Like, you put people in real world situations and try to help them figure out how to develop that skill set to get out, right?
Right. Because I know in their travels they're going to run across that situation.
Right.
So if I can, help them get through it and, have a much better experience, then it's a win.
Right.
And you're more safe, and it's better for everybody.
Yeah, the other thing that I took away, and I used it in Columbia when I was there, we talked earlier about the dabbing thing, but I had this mindset that I couldn't do that, and I would dump the bike and stuff. I have to tell you that skill set alone has probably saved, I don't know how many times, me having to get tired and pick up a bike, or sit down and duck walk it through. Or recently, I think I was telling you, people saw it on my videos, steep declines on hills that I turn the engine off and use the clutch brake,
Right.
and to navigate going down a severe decline and stuff like that. And I learned that all through here, becoming comfortable to be able to do that, because some people wouldn't do that. Some people would try to either ride it down and get seriously hurt or whatever. But I don't know. That's my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, that I don't know where that came from in the ADV world that you can't dab, but that is the worst thing because dabbing keeps you from falling.
Yeah. No.
I mean, you got to push yourself to get better balance, and I understand that. But on your travels, isn't the time to do that. And I would rather show people myself how to dab to save themselves.
Right.
And how to keep it up like that.
No, it's been a skill set that, or something in, I guess you call it your toolbox, to get better.
Yeah.
That you have a tool to use, which dabbing's a tool to use.
I think a lot of ADVers don't realize it, but the best hard enduro guys